like really tame Halloween person because I can't stop thinking about things, and also because of a situation that happened with a chainsaw at camp when I was young. So this is a little terrifying. So far so good. So far there's like a lot to look at, and there's some kind of scary creatures. So here we are. I hope to not get killed by chainsaw. But it's exciting. Like, I've never been here at night before. Cannot wear costumes really. Like, we're doing our Ravenclaw and Slytherin stuff because you know, they don't want anyone to confuse you with a cast member. Presumably because cast members are going to chase you around the park and try to kill you. Or pretend like they're going to try to kill you. So they don't want real people chasing you around the park that are actually going to kill you. I also do not want that. Oh no. Do not, that's okay. Don't worry, I'm not going to climb up there.
There's a girl here.
No.
There's a girl here.
No.
Going for you.
Halloween Horror Nights does cost extra. It's not included in your regular park ticket, unfortunately. What happens is they close the park, only one of the parks actually, the Universal Studios park, early is where they're hosting the Halloween Horror Nights, and kind of shuffle everybody out that doesn't have a Halloween Horror Nights park ticket. So you have to pay extra to get back in for the evening. The cost of Halloween Horror Nights is really dependent on which night you go. So for us, we went on a Thursday night that was like a week or so before Halloween, a little week and a half, and that cost us about $73 per person for the Halloween Horror Nights only. That doesn't include your park ticket for the rest of the day. However, I just checked, and for it's October 29th today, and for now until Halloween, the tickets are already up to like $130 per night. So it really depends on which night you go. If you want to, you can kind of control how much you pay for that. Okay, so the difference between Halloween, Universal Halloween Horror Nights and the Disney's Halloween Party is a lot. You know, Disney, they call that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party for a reason. You know, they have like singing vampires and things like that. Well, Universal Halloween Horror Nights is nothing like that. It's definitely meant for teens and up. You know, I'm a big chicken when it comes to stuff like this. I do not like scary movies. I don't like stuff like that at all. So I was a little concerned about going to the Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. I did find it to be, you know, there were some disturbing images. There are, you know, but it was really fun. I mean, I was glad I went. But here's what you can expect, at least based on when I went. You know, people kind of scary looking people walking around in these different these scare zones, they call them, with, you know, bloody knives and possibly someone chasing you with a chainsaw. Yeah, that actually happened. So, you know, there were certainly things that I was like, oh my gosh, you know, but I was ready for it. I was expecting it. And so, but I definitely would not take a child. You know, my daughter's 14, and that was about the right age. She thought it was great. So I think for teens and up, it's good. One of the big ways we saved money at Universal is by staying at a hotel that offered us free express passes along with a hotel room. So that is wonderful because it gets you onto all the rides during the day in the express lane. However, what I did not know until I got there is those are not valid at the Halloween Horror Nights. So that's a whole separate express pass. So even if you have express passes for the regular day, they will not work at Halloween Horror Nights. And so we did end up standing in line to ride, you know, the Rip Ride, Rocket, roller coaster, whatever thing that was, and it was like over an hour. So, however, if you do want to buy those express passes, I would buy them early because they were running like closer to $50, something like that, way back when I first started looking at them. And I just checked, and right now on October 29th, they're already up to $200. So that can really run you a lot of extra money. But here's how you can save money. Because what that gets you, you know, you can get onto the rides that are open, but you also can get into the haunted houses in the express lane. So if you're really wanting to do that, you really want to do all the things, here's what you can do. Instead of paying $200 for an express pass, if you already have a park ticket for the day, stay in the park. Be sure you're in the park by 4 p.m. Because what's going to happen is they're going to start shuffling people out. That they're going to start checking and shuffling people out that don't have a pass for the Halloween Horror Nights that night. So they kind of divide the people. And if you're still in the park after that, they don't actually officially open Halloween Horror Nights until about 6:30. So all the people that didn't come during the day, but they did buy tickets for Halloween Horror Nights, will come into the park at 6:30, and that's when everything gets really busy. So you have a really nice chunk of time. If you're already in the park between 4 and 6:30, let's say, my daughter and her friends, they stayed in the park during that time, and they were able to ride go on about 4 haunted houses before it got busy. So that is and we didn't have express passes, but they said they pretty much walked onto all of them. So that is a really good way to save some money. Costumes, you really cannot wear costumes. They're a little vague about this on the website. I would just say, let's just say you can't, because they don't mind if you wear, you know, like I can wear my horns, I can wear, like we dressed up like Harry Potter, you know, t-shirts and kind of things that are Halloween, you know, Halloween clothes, I would say. But what they don't want is someone who looks like a cast member, looks like somebody who's part of the Halloween show, because these people are walking around the park being really creepy. So, you know, there's somebody walking around and they're kind of staring at you, and I'm like, they don't want people to be like, is this a cast member? You know, they want people to be sure who's involved with the production and who's not. So really, I would err on the side of caution on that. I would just dial it back. Don't wear costumes, because they can turn you away at the door for that. And it's kind of, they say it's based on their judgment. Not all of the rides are open during Halloween Horror Nights. Some of them are. The Escape from Gringotts and Harry Potter, that was really cool because you get to go and see the Harry Potter world at night. The Rip Ride Rocket was open. But really they're focused on doing the Halloween thing. And so they have these scare zones, and they have where you walk through different areas of the park that have been designed to be very Halloween themed, and maybe they have different, like there was this one area that scared me to death where these people are walking around with chainsaws. So we watched through that twice. And it was pretty terrifying, but it was really fun. But not all areas of the park are like that. Like they have specific areas. We saw another area that had these trees that were all lit up. So there's different areas of the park that have that. So they have that, and then they have the different haunted houses. I think they had about 8 this time, and they have some shows that are going on, which I would definitely, check on the shows before you go. Some of them can be a little more risque than others, depending on if you're taking children or teens, depending on what you're going for there. Okay, so for Halloween Horror Nights, both parks are not open. When we went this year, this was only the Universal Studios side was the only side that was hosting the Halloween Horror Nights. The Islands of Adventure was not, they did stay open a little bit later. So if you had a park ticket but not a Halloween Horror Nights ticket, you could have gone to Islands of Adventure, but you can't go back and forth between the parks during the Halloween party like you could during the day. I was a little concerned about this because, being scared is not my thing. I don't like it. I know a lot of people do, but I was a little concerned about how scary it would be and if it was going to give me nightmares later. I'm happy to report for me, I was ready for it, but it was like the appropriate amount of scary. Now, that being said, I did not even go in the haunted houses. My daughter did, her friends did, they went in some of them and reported back that the ones that they went in anyway, which I think were the least scary ones, were okay, were scary, but not so scary. However, I would never go in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre haunted house. That's never going to happen on any planet. So I think you could be as scared as you want to be, and you can kind of control the level of that. For me, the appropriate level of being scared was just walking around the park and kind of seeing what's going on, getting a little flashy drink, and noticing kind of the scare zones and what was happening in the park. So that, for me, I actually thought it was really fun. I would go back, and probably next time I would probably do a haunted house. Probably the Beetlejuice one, because I heard that was the least scary.
I know you guys are doing 2 days.
Yeah, we're just doing the one day.
But you can't do anything. Because they can't touch me, so I'm gonna.